I played Diablo 4 for 10 hours and this video is my review. Now by the end of this video, I'm hoping that you'll be able to make a decision on, well, if you don't play, whether you want to play, if you have played, whether you want to continue, whether you'll see it in a different light, whether you should buy the Season 8 pass, should you go for the Beserk Skin, because there's quite a lot that's happening, including Belial coming in as a new boss. Now I've been going on different platforms like Reddit, checking out other videos from other content creators, and I've been seeing that this game is getting quite a lot of hate, which makes sense that Lilith and Mephisto are main characters because a lot of hate and his daughter. But that's only one side of the story. The other side of the story would be the introduction of Greed, but of course we'd need to pull off his mask and boom! It's Blizzard. So the first question that I'm going to answer for you is Blizzard trying to make a cash grab out of this game? Yes. I know 3 blind people. All 3 of them can see that that's what's happening. But forget about all of that. This video is only going to deal with the first 10 hours when I played this game, what I felt with as I was going through each hour, and I hope that it answers a few of your questions at the end of it. And if you have anything else in your mind by the end of it or anywhere in between, you can raise your hand and then leave a comment down below and I'll answer it. But before all of that, let me give you a quick backstory. The year was 1996, a beautiful time for gaming, people enjoying their lives and not worrying about being cancelled. But a dark force was brewing, and they were set to take over the world. Blizzard released Diablo, a game that changed everything. You played one hero, you walked into a cathedral, it was the pinnacle of good versus bad. It was you versus the forces of evil. It was what games wanted to be, and so much more. The original Diablo had everything. The cutscenes, the HP pots, the need for mana, the butcher.
Fresh meat.
And more importantly, a storyline that made you shit yourself when you saw those dead bodies everywhere. Blizzard had the world of gaming by the balls. And then in 2000, the real boss came. Diablo 2. A game that cemented Blizzard as the biggest name in gaming since I honestly don't think there was anything bigger ever. You had 5 types of heroes. You had different armor per class. You had more bosses to kill. You had everything. Diablo 2 is a game that people play even today. Heck, I play it today. The Diablo 2 speedrun is a testament to how good this game was. And it had an expansion. Think about this. A game that was made in 2000 was resurrected 21 years later. That's how good it was. And then in 2012, should I actually talk about this game? Should I talk about this game? I don't know. Can I skip this one? A tiny blunder. A game that took 10 years to make and had 10 hours of gameplay. Diablo 3 was a game that probably should not have existed, but it did. For some reason. Anyway, the mechanics were different. Each class had its own weapons, more bosses, a more open world, so to say, and a much better storyline. But if you ask me, the cutscenes from Diablo 3 were definitely the best. And I personally feel that Diablo 3 should not have become a game, but instead, Blizzard should have taken the concept and turned it into a series on Netflix. Some people might disagree with me, but... What? What's that? No one disagrees? I thought so. And then in 2022... I mean, I played the game, but I played it because I wanted to just see what it was and... You know what? I don't even want to make this video anymore. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to do anything. But Diablo Immortal had only one purpose. You see, there's a concept called contrast effect. Basically, it's when you give somebody really bad news and then you give them okay news. Not good news, okay news. But because the previous news was so bad, the okay news sounds like, wow, I love this. Diablo Immortal was the terrible, bad, horrible bleh news. And the normal news was... This game was hyped to the heavens. I remember when it came out and I wanted to kill 3.5 people just so I could buy a computer that could run it. The cinematics were fire. I mean, the boss was Mephisto's daughter, Lilith. Mephisto shows up as a wolf. You could see Duriel, you could see Andariel. I mean, it was nostalgia galore. After a very long time, it was the peak of Blizzard. Until... money. Blizzard was there just to take your money. They didn't just make the game. They gave the game an expansion. Now, you had to pay for the expansion. But You see, you could have the ultimate edition of the expansion, which cost you even more money. And when I say even more money, I mean more money. And then in the game, if you wanted to look better with the cosmetics, they want to make you look good. They want to make your horse look good. They want to make your dog look good. Why can't I just get that after killing Lilith for the 600th time? Granted, you do get unique items and all of that, but I don't want to pay that much money just for cosmetics. But here's the thing. Diablo 4, you paid for it, you got the game, you pay for the expansion, you got the expansion. The question now is, do I need the ultimate edition of this expansion? And this is where I'm going to answer you. No. If you don't care too much about looking good in game and you're ready to give the game a little angle, because believe me, in the game, some of the armor and the weapons look mwah. This game took a ridiculously long time to make, and it makes sense because a lot of it just looks good as it is. You don't need to look like an angel just to play this game. And this is where my review about playing it for 10 hours begins. If you watch this video until here, thank you so much. Make sure to like and subscribe. And also do check out my live streams. You can hit the notification bell for when it happens. Also, for being a sport, go get yourself a glass of water. I know you need it. Now we're going to look at hour 1. In the first hour, you realize the story mode is a drag. If you go on YouTube and check out the cinematics, you pretty much get the story. But if you have time and you want to know everything, you should go for it. It is a brilliant story. Again, draggy, but good. I skipped it. You start off like any other RPG. You have to single hit and you have to walk around the map with 0 movement speed. But that's what makes it amazing. The game gives you a horse, a dog. The basics come within the first hour, and that's what pulls you in for hour number 2. The hack and slash was everything I wanted it to be. I love jumping off the horse and spinning around creeps. That's the grind I love more than anything. In hour 2, you tend to meet more bosses and more demons. It shows you that the game is just too big and just too much to take in. I've not read the books, so for me, seeing all of these bosses suddenly show up, so many creatures, so many things, my knowledge is limited to Diablo 1, 2, 3 and Immortal. So all of the new guys that came, I felt it was just a lot to take in. And not to mention, all this time, we had one man.
Stay a while and listen.
And he was gone. Bosses take time to kill, which is fine, but it feels extremely repetitive. You understand that you need to learn patterns to take on bosses and their attacks. This was the turning point. This is where I got stuck in the game. The skills come in. The abilities to switch skills is great. You never get bored. You remember in Diablo 2 where you can go to Akara only a limited number of times, like 3 times, because normal, nightmare, hell, and then the first one. So after you get your skills changed, like, it's done. It's fixed forever. But here, you never get bored because you can keep switching skills. Bosses are hard to kill if you have the wrong skills which are equipped. So choose the right skills for the specific boss. Because the map is too big, you have a horse. And if you stop to kill, well, that's what the game is all about. Running into a crowd and spinning. After an hour here, I just wanted to play for 10 minutes more, 10 minutes more, 10 minutes more. It never got over. I was hooked in R3, but there were parts where the story kept going and I was lost. I was like, what character is he talking about? Because I kept skipping everything. So look, I know in the beginning I said you should skip it if you want to do the hack and slash, but that was hour 1. Now in R3, I was like, damn, I should have played the whole game first, learned the story, because once you know the story, it doesn't matter later, right? Next season, the story is going to be the same, except for the added boss. So my advice to you is to play the game, learn the story, and then go forward. Otherwise, you're just lost. Just running all over the map. I became a horse. The bosses just take too much time to kill. It's the same hit over and over again. Hit, hit, hit. The cutscenes and story take too long. I think maybe I'm just used to PoE 1 at this point where, you get to endgame, you go to different maps, you just keep killing. You just want to get stronger. Most bosses were not even a prime evil. Just some unnecessary evil from hell. But you keep at the hack and slash, and that's what matters. Now in R5, I didn't play the campaign, right? So I did not know that you need waypoints. Of course, Diablo 2, 3 and Immortal, you need waypoints. But I didn't realize how important waypoints were in Diablo 4 because the map is huge. And if you don't have a particular waypoint and if you're at one end of the map, you have to go to the closest waypoint. And if you don't have that, you have to run all the way to find this place. The map is immersive. The map is huge. I know I'm not at the end game, so I have to finish the story to keep moving. It sucks, but that's what I gotta do. Once we had our way to the waypoints and a lot of the map was visible, it got better. Better armor, bosses like Andariel and Duriel showing up, the nostalgia hit like meth, and you reach the point where you're quiet and you just want to focus on the game. You are just taken by the game. In hour 6, I was hooked. The game had taken my soul. You start to see the characters from the previous games. You love it. The nostalgia is beautiful. And you get to see glimpses of hell. It's so lovely. And this is where it picks up. You're no longer hitting bloated creeps and hoping that they explode. And you keep experimenting with weapons. And I finally realized I wanted to use a club to bash in the creeps. Hour 7 is where legendary items start to get shown. And they look beautiful, and they have wonderful skills, and I need more. It grabs a hold of you. You see that percentage marker as well, and you realize you're not going anywhere. You want to look better. You want to get better skills. You want to be one-hitting bosses, and it's glorious. In hour 8, I got introduced to Hell Tides. Now there are way more creeps that spawn in a single place, and it gets even better loot. You start to learn about more quests, side quests, the pit, and that's not even half of it. In the Hell Tides itself, you're unlocking all of those things. You're getting much better weapons. You're getting more kills. There are much more stronger creeps. That maiden always kicks my ass, and it just doesn't get over. You're hacking and you're slashing, completing new challenges, and it doesn't get over. Now in hour 9, I learned about whispers. AoE skills that kill creeps wherever they are, things that just get thrown to a creep. It's amazing. I then learned about loot holes in the ground. You have to jump into them and get the loot. The game doesn't end. All I wanted to do at this point was reach 100%. And every time I get closer thinking, I'm gonna get to 100, some new challenge comes up and I'm far away again. Honestly, I loved it. It's a massive game. And at this point I realized I didn't have to buy stuff to enjoy this game. If you come back home from work and you had a hard day and you just want to play for 1 hour, I know a lot of people keep saying the same thing, and it makes a lot of sense. You won't be disappointed. You won't be like, oh man, I spent so much money. No, you spent it so you can hack and slash. You're just spinning into creeps, or you're summoning skeletons, or whatever you're doing. It's beautiful. There's a lot of bones and blood and meat that gets thrown around the map as you kill creeps. You can run into stuff and break stuff. It's beautiful. All you have to do is buy the game once, maybe the expansion if you want to unlock the bottom part of the map, and that's it. You don't have to really feed Blizzard. Now I entered hour 10 and the expansion area. More places to conquer, more things to see, more quests to complete, more dungeons to raid. You learn about the Undercity, and the game gives you a panther. It really is fun, and there's no review that can take me away from that feeling. In hour 10, I got introduced to unique items, and I mean, just look at this helm. It's so beautiful. All you have to do is grind, and you get everything you need. And now with more bosses coming in, I'm gonna wait for that DLC. I'm not gonna buy it. If I have to pay for it, I'm happy playing this game exactly the way it is. And someday, if Diablo 4 asks me to pay for something to fight Diablo, no man, he's cool, I'm cool, we're friends. That being said, I'm going to get the Beserk Skin and I'm going to buy the Season 8 pass. Anyway, this was my review of Diablo 4. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. And for people who love that grind, this game is for you. There's weapons, there's armor to be won, and it's all really good. You will enjoy the game, trust me. Plus, you've got the Hell Tides, you've got Whispers. Your hero is just getting stronger and stronger. It really is something that you can look forward to. The only sad thing for me though was I haven't met the Butcher yet, and I really wanted to. Anyway, if you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Peace!